afternoon. I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the June 2020 edition of The Bible Delight in the Details. Today, we're taking a look at two verses from 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 24 to 25. All men are like grass, and all their glory is like the flowers of the field. The grass withers, and the flowers fall, but the word of the Lord stands forever. I'm sure you have heard the old proverb or story. It comes about in a variety of ways. I'm going to tell you the story as I like it best, as I once heard it. There was a young prince who was very much liked by the subjects of his kingdom. They had all watched him grow up, and when it was time for him to go through his coronation, people wanted to show their support, so they brought him a lot of gifts. And a philosopher, a wise sage, brought him a ring and told him that it was the finest treasure in the entire kingdom. Well, the prince, he said, "A ring? You're bringing me a ring?" And he looked at the ring from a distance, and it didn't look real shiny. There were no jewels encrusting it, and of course he was now heir to all of the royal jewels. And so he was thinking, how is it that this ring could be the most valuable? But as the sage got nearer and he handed the prince the ring, he said, "You see, it's etched on it." And it said, "This too shall pass." And the sage told him, "I'm giving you wisdom." This quote from 1 Peter is very similar to that. This too shall pass. You too shall pass. And anything that you are giving your life to, anything that you're proud of, even if it's very valuable and very meaningful and very helpful to your fellow men and women, everything that is not based on God will pass away. You know this, and we look around us, and all of life is object lesson after object lesson to remind us of this fact, that we must keep priorities, and we must remember that we are fleeting, and only the Lord is infinite, and only the things that are eternal are infinite. I'm quite a fan of the Dutch artists. Some of you may be familiar with that. In the 1500s and early 1600s, the Netherlands was a very wealthy and very powerful country, and they made their money from their merchandising. They were the great merchants and sailing all over and trading, and so the middle class rose very quickly because of this. They were tradespeople, and they wanted to show off their wealth, but yet they were deeply religious people. And so they wanted to always remind themselves, in the midst of prosperity, in the midst of good times and success, that mortality is always there, and that you have to live life thinking, and how will this end? And be prepared. In that school, in the art school of that era, that's when you have these beautiful still lifes of all kind of wild animals, wild meats, birds, fruits, all kind of things displayed, beautiful tapestries, rugs, cloth, brass, a lot of brass and gold candlesticks, that kind of thing, arranged on a table, very opulent. But always in that picture is something to remind you that this will not last. There is either a mouse that theoretically is going to go in and spoil that fruit, or eat up that bread. There is oftentimes some of the fruit will be slightly tarnished. It'll be already starting to spoil. And of course, the famous skull that is so often in these pictures. I think Peter here is reminding us that you don't need the Dutch artists, the old masters, pictures to remind us of this fact. We can go outside and look at the grass, at the flowers. As beautiful as they are and in as full bloom as they are, tomorrow or the next day, they will be gone. And we have to keep first things first. No matter what it is that we are giving our lives to and our energy and our activities to, we must always ask, where is this going? What will be the final end of this? And we need to be sure that what we are doing has eternal significance. Oh, definitely we want it to have temporal and immediate significance and bring help for ourselves, our families, our society, but it's also got to be consistent with God's ultimate eternal plan, or else it will be passing. For we are like the grass and like the flowers, and just like we will one day pass. Let us be sure that the things we're giving our lives to will never pass because they are associated with God. I'm J. Lenora Bressler. Visit me on the next edition of The Bible, Delight in the Details. Have a great day.